Meares.
Changing it up this week. We're only 2-2 games, and we're going to a podcast.
Yeah, this is
it's
now...
easier because nobody's watching.
This is now a commercial for the podcast. So I'm going to put the podcast in the description below. And within the next week or two, you'll be able to subscribe to it on iTunes, and you can get automatic downloads every week when we do it. We'll go through all the games on our podcast.
We're going to do 2 here because the 76 people that are going to watch it.
Yeah, they don't.
They're probably clicking on for about a minute.
Plus, our records are so good.
Plummeting from last year's success.
last 5 years' success.
But the podcast is much more fun and more interactive between us, and we go beyond football. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think we're fucking hysterical.
Let's get into 2 games. First game we're going to do, Dallas hosting Philadelphia in a must-win game for both of them.
I'm so excited because the dinner has been arranged on Thanksgiving so that it takes place prior to the game. So I can eat my dinner, sit down, relax, and focus on the biggest game of the year for my birds, which is at Dallas, 8-3, 8-3. Going to be a good game that Philly has no chance of winning.
They don't have any chance of winning, and what's the spread on it?
3 points, Dallas favored.
Yeah, they have no chance of winning this game, and I think if they don't win this game, they don't make the playoffs.
Well, it's going to be hard to make the playoffs because there's a lot of other teams in the NFC.
You got the Seahawks coming, you got San Francisco coming, you got Arizona already out there, you got Green Bay, you got Detroit still hanging in there with the record.
See, the entire NFC West is 7-4 or better.
Well, everybody's beat the South.
It's ridiculous.
There's only one way that a team at 4-7 can be in first place. And that's if every other team has got a piece of that.
I love that we're at week 11. We have a team with 2 wins, yet they're still in the hunt for their division.
Atlanta's 4-7. They're in first place because they're 4-0 against the South. But anyway, do the Eagles game.
All right, so Mark Sanchez just turns the ball over too much. Last week I said, let's see how he does this week against Tennessee. They played better. They scored points. But it was really their defense, special teams, again, as usual. And despite 2 interceptions by Mark Sanchez, and LaShawn McCoy woke up and decided to run the ball well last week, they just cannot win the game if they're going to turn the ball over. They have a -9 turnover differential this year. The only teams worse than them are combined 8 and 50. So I don't understand how they're even 8-3 with the turnovers that are given, but they're going to turn the ball over. Dallas will take advantage of that at home, and Dallas will win by 7. So I'm going to take Dallas -3.
The Eagles, they've lost 3 games. Outside of Indy, the 3 teams they've lost to have pretty much been 3 good teams.
Correct.
So now with Mark Sanchez, you're going into Dallas with an offensive line that held the Giants on the final 2 plays to about 18 seconds of protection. That's not an exaggeration.
Correct.
So the Eagles nose guard, whom I've never heard of.
Which one?
The one that's on the fucking nose guard position. I don't fucking know.
Not Connor Marwin.
No, the one you've never fucking heard of. I've heard of Connor Marwin. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he came out, and everybody knows who he is now because he said that the Dallas offensive line is absolutely nothing special. So, there you go. I mean, it's like saying Joe Montana was average.
Right. Yeah,
Tom Brady's kind of They're the best offensive line in football. I mean, what kind of trash talk is that?
It's not a good one.
It's just saying the non-obvious.
Right.
So, you factor that in. If you kill the Eagles' pass rush, because now they were going to anyway, most likely.
Right.
And now they're pissed, and they're going to protect well.
Yeah.
7 points ain't even going to get it. It's going to be 42-6. Because you just took away the one advantage that you may have had on defense.
Right.
And then you woke them up to it.
Right.
In case they were falling asleep on that part of it, because the Eagles do have a good pass rusher. It would have been a good battle. Now you've just amped it up from your whatever position he is. I mean, he's a nose guard. I don't know. He's never heard of him. Like I said, 42-6. It's going to be ugly. And the Eagles will all of a sudden be a team in second place, really close to holding on to a wild card team, and then you'll wake up and say, shit, we got Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, exactly.
The second game we're going to do before we kick you to the podcast, I think the game of the week, based on the fact that these two teams are pretty much the hottest team going,
Yeah,
the hottest
they are.
two teams out there. Green Bay hosting New England. Is this a 4 o'clock game or is this 1 o'clock?
It's a 4 o'clock game.
It's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. Yes, and they are the two highest scoring teams also in the NFL, with Denver thrown in. But I believe they are the two.
Well,
most
at this
points
point,
per
I
game.
mean, the Denver scored 7 points 1 week.
Right, exactly.
That's pretty much game over for.
And Green Bay did struggle slightly against Minnesota, but we knew that I knew that was going to happen.
Never were they at risk of losing
Correct,
that
but
game.
they did not cover, which is what I called, just so everybody knows. It wasn't as good as your Raiders call, but it was pretty good.
The Raiders call was good.
But can you stop Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay at Lambeau? Nobody has yet. They're undefeated at home. They're put up 53 points or 52 points the last two games at home. Can New England's defense stop Aaron Rodgers and Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb and Andrew Corliss and Eddie Lacy? I mean, that's a complete offense. I don't know. It's obviously going to be a high-scoring game unless there's some weather that I don't know about. Green Bay favored by 3.
It's Green Bay in fucking November, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if it's going to be snowing or
is it December? Is it December by then?
No, it will be the last day of November.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you. It's not going to be short sleeve weather.
I like Green Bay to win this game and stop New England's winning streak. So I'm going to take Green Bay minus the 3. I think they win by 4, and I think they'll have the ball last, and that's why they'll win.
I don't think any of that's going to happen. I think this is going to go one way or the other. It's going to be a blowout one way or the other. I don't know who it's going to be. I could totally see this being a Kansas City situation where they kind of just get down, New England being the team that got destroyed by Kansas City in Kansas City, just going down big and then just kind of shutting it down, looking bad, get the whole flailing thing going again. Like, oh, are they really the best because they've been best for the last 5 weeks? Nah. Somebody's going to win this game. It's going to make them, not going to make the other one, not the two best teams in the league. I'll go opposite of you. I'll say New England blows them out just to be opposite of you, but I could see it either way. I don't see it being a close game because this is the kind of game where everybody's like, saddle up, and all of a sudden it's like,
I can see that happening.
So that's it. We're only doing 2 games. Now you got to go to the podcast. We'll start the podcast out with the rest of our games, then we'll get into some other stuff about how many people are going to actually go to the game in St. Louis.
Yeah, make sure, again, the podcast link is listed below. Click on that, add it to your feed, or you can download us from iTunes in the next couple of weeks. We'll make sure you know when that happens. And
you put it on the screen? Did you just say you put it on
No,
the
I'm
screen?
going to put it below in the description.
Oh, you're going to blow the description?
Yeah, I'm going to blow the description.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
Peace.